Hey y'all, welcome back to the Clinical Cookout. Our theme for this week is Child, why you so anxious? Y'all already know I'm probably the most anxious auntie of us all. And then y'all also know Auntie Amber always has to bring it back to the kids. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about anxiety in children real quick. So first and foremost, I do want to introduce myself. I'm Auntie Amber. I am a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of Virginia. And the bulk of my job right now is doing psychological evaluations for children, teens, and young adults. And part of that is evaluating for anxiety and mood-related disorders, such as depression. After I complete my psychological evaluations, I tend to do a feedback session, which is either a phone call or a meeting with the parents to discuss the results. Part of that is providing the diagnosis and then giving the support through the background information and the testing results that help me come to that diagnosis. And one of the things I've noticed that parents tend to ask or tend to worry about is, did I do something to cause my kid to have anxiety? Was it a situation that I put them in? Am I the reason? And the answer is not always. It's not as straightforward as saying yes or no, because there are so many different factors that contribute to anxiety in children. So let me go through some of those factors with you. So when we ask the question, child, why? Why are you so anxious today? Or why are you so anxious all the time? There are two major categories of things, I guess, that contribute to anxiety. And this includes genetics and environmental factors. I'm going to break it down and I'm going to relate it to kids for y'all. So in the category of genetics, you have brain chemistry, which includes neurotransmitters. Some neurotransmitters, you have too much of them and it makes you feel anxious. And then some of them you don't have enough. For example, GABA, G-A-B-A, is a neurotransmitter that kind of relaxes your body and helps you feel like you chill, like you can get through the day. When you don't have enough GABA in your brain, when it's not functioning properly, that can make your body feel anxious. It can feel like you can't relax, like you're on edge, like something is about to happen. I don't know what to do. The second is norepinephrine or epinephrine. Those are if you have too much of them. If you have too much, if it's releasing too much into your brain, then you feel anxious. So you have all of the symptoms of like sweaty palms, your heart's beating fast. All of that is happening and that can make you feel anxious. That is not necessarily related to the environment. It's just how your brain is functioning. On top of that, with genetics, some people are born genetically predisposed to having anxiety, and that just means that you have some kind of genes. Please don't ask me specifically what those genes are, but you do have some kind of genes that just put you more at risk of having anxiety throughout your lifetime. And with that, with the genes and with the brain chemistry, those are more biological factors that are contributing to your anxiety. Biological meaning your body. This is what your body is doing and it's contributing to your anxiety, and it is largely separate from your environment. And then you have those environmental factors that influence or contribute to anxiety. For kids, this could be just life situations, things that happen in life that make them nervous and their body starts to react in that way and they just become naturally nervous, apprehensive, or anxious about life in general. And then the other part to this is learned behaviors. Kids observe things, they watch their parents, they watch their peers, they watch their teachers, they watch what's going on around them. And if they see someone else being anxious, they may learn to be anxious in that way. There are several examples of life situations that can contribute to anxiety with children. One of them would be trauma, witnessing violence between parents, witnessing violence in the community. It could also be abuse, violence targeted towards that child, being hit, being yelled at, screamed at, told that you're not good enough, you're not allowed to make mistakes. It could also be death of a close family member, of a pet. It could be loss, losing something, losing an attachment with someone, or just losing something that they really cared about. Also could be illness, getting really sick out of nowhere and not recognizing, what's going on with their bodies. Children respond to things differently. All kids are different. I'm sure you've heard that before. It's so cliche. You have some kids who will experience something like witnessing abuse or domestic violence and may not have an anxious response to it. They may not even, it might not bother them. Then you have other kids who will witness it and they will become scared that this is going to happen to me. And that's where they start to worry excessively about bad things happening. They start to have problems trusting people, trusting strangers or meeting new people. You'll get some social anxiety with that, where they're worried about what people are thinking of them, what someone's going to do to them if they make a mistake. So there are several different ways that children can develop anxiety, but each child is different. So what one child may respond to, another child may not respond in the same way. And the last piece is just learned behaviors. Just very quickly want to talk about that because I have a daughter, and oddly enough, I had her evaluated recently. She has ADHD, but she also has anxiety. And the things that she fears the most are the things that I fear as well. So whenever she starts to get anxious and worry about something, I notice that it is something very similar to me. Bugs. I can't stand bugs, y'all. I can't do it. If I see a bug, it's over for me. I got to get out of that situation. I didn't realize that she was watching me. I didn't realize she was picking up on that. So now when she sees a bug, she's extremely scared. She won't go to her bed by herself. She won't go to the bathroom by herself. And all she does is talk about bugs for the next 10 to 15 minutes when she sees one. And I think that'll be all. So I did talk a little bit about some of the contributing factors of anxiety in children. One of the things I would say is just pay attention to your children. Please don't call them extra or dramatic when they do start worrying about things. Try to get to the bottom of it and understand what's going on. We did an episode recently on YouTube. It's posted on YouTube. It's called Child, Why You So Anxious? And we talk a little bit about some of the treatment that you can look into. So there are different ways that you can treat anxiety, different skills that you can teach your child. You can get your child a therapist who's going to help them with those skills and help teach you how to support your child in that. Or you can teach your child these skills on their own. One of the websites you can look into is the Anxiety and Depression Disorder Association of America, as well as the National Alliance on Mental Illness. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Thanks for listening.